Welcome to the Business Growth Spotlight, where we shine the light and talk with business leaders from all over the world who share their expertise and wisdom so we can all grow together. I'm your host, Heidi Schalk. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. We're excited to have you here, and make sure you stick around to the end because we have a special gift for you. And I'm excited to be talking with my guest today. We're talking about coming from all over the world. He's joining us from Mexico City. So welcome, Carlos Matz with ICA to the podcast. Glad to have you.
Thank you, Heidi. Thanks for the invitation. I'm very happy to be here. What's going on?
I'm excited to dive in. So let's get started. Carlos, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, about ICA, the company, and your role within it?
Absolutely. My name is Carlos Matz. I am originally from Honduras, but I'm living between San Francisco and Mexico City right now. And I've been an artist, technologist, and entrepreneur for the past 20 plus years. And I have always been obsessed with design and art and the intersection of those two things with technology and innovation. So my first company was called Schematic, which basically was a way for me to realize those technological and artistic dreams. And through all that experience, 15 years, we started realizing, okay, what will the software of 2030 look like? Like, what's going to be that software that is going to be completely normal for us to use in 2030, but completely, futuristic and fantastical for us in the 2020s to see, right? Just like Google Maps is completely normal for us right now. It's like an everyday thing. But if we had shown Google Maps to someone 40 years ago, they would have gone like, oh my, or 60 years ago, they would have been like, oh my God, this is complete sorcery. So we started thinking about that. What is that software from the 2030s? How is that going to look like? So we decided to start building it. And we decided, and we basically predicted the whole artificial intelligence and augmented reality wave. And we were like, okay, in 2017, we started doing a brainstorming, and we're like, in 2030, we are all going to be using artificial intelligence like a collaborator, and we're all going to be using, well, maybe not all, but the wave is going to be well underway for augmented reality glasses, like fashionable augmented reality glasses. So we were like, okay, what's the combination of those two technologies going to look like? What is the interface? What is the user experience? What is the value proposition? So that's why we built ICA. And to answer that question, what would the software of 2030s look like? And we started it, several years ago before the AI boom. We started it as an idea in 2017, incorporated it in 2020. So we predicted all this new wave of technology disruption that we are experiencing right now, and we're thankful to have a lot of R&D done in the space, and now we have a patent, and now we have a product that visually is years ahead of anything that you're gonna be able to see in the next years even.
Wow, how exciting. So
Yeah.
can you walk us through how ICA uses AI to help businesses build deeper, more intelligent customer relationships at scale?
Absolutely. So you think of ICA as the brain of your company, in which ICA comes and it's its own artificial intelligence trained to actually be helpful in connecting with your CRM, with your ERP, with your data lake, with your databases, with all information that you have. ICA connects to it and starts to reason with it. And then when it's done training with your information, you can actually ask it to retrieve any information or to act upon on any information. So we deploy agents on your interfaces to your systems, and ICA acts like a brain, like a super agent that learns through your operation. And then as you use it more and more, it can actually predict the stuff that you have not seen yet. So that's what we do.
So cool. So what sets ICA apart from other conversational AI platforms or customer interaction solutions in the market?
Absolutely. Let me show you then. We knew that all this innovation that's happening right now is basically infrastructure. Like we haven't seen the emergence of the new user interface of this AI revolution. Just like before there was, Macintosh or Windows 95 or 3.1, we had DOS, and which was just text. And then we had the graphical user interface, just like in the mobile revolution. We only had text. We had like BB Messenger or the Nokia Symbian operating system. Then we transitioned into a graphical user interface that's iOS, which you can parallelize all the context of that text. We haven't gotten there yet with the AI revolution. So we are pioneering that. And that's why we created this beautiful interface that I'm going to show you right now.
Cool.
Yeah. So this is Ika. You started like that. There you go. And
IKA.
this is your brain. Each department is a neuron, and you can see the communications between the departments like synapses in real time. So you can see your entire company like that, and you can go into marketing and you can see the sub departments, the people that are there, the tasks, and you can see everything in 3 dimensions. You can go, Ika, create a new task every Tuesday morning inside of marketing called campaign review. There you go.
Wow.
It went to marketing and it created the recurring tasks. This is a design task, a video task, photography task. You can turn off the timeline. You can ask it, show me my development task for the week. There you go. It goes to development. That's a QA task, the back end, front end.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah. So thank you. So it's a 4-dimensional interface that is ready for augmented reality. We can use it in the Vision Pro. We're ready for that. Basically, we know that eventually we're going to have these beautiful interfaces that we're just going to have augmented reality holograms around us.
Crazy. That's so cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so that's the innovation. That is basically a new way of interacting conversationally and in an immersive fashion with your data. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, and also, for example, if we teach you how to talk to it, like for example, we can create like a great prompt here, like research how to create a growth podcast for entrepreneurs in tech and branding. With this information, generate a project with high priority for 1 year, starting next week, and assign it to Carlos Mats inside of the branding neuron. There you go. Boom. And it goes and it starts doing a whole research and through various LLMs and our own fine-tuned one as well, and research in the web. And there you go. And then when it's done doing the research, it starts doing the project, Growth Podcast for Entrepreneurs in Tech and Branding. And you can see each task, subtask being divided into small little pieces. And there you go, Growth Podcast for Entrepreneurs in Tech and Branding. Carlos Mats, your high priority project for the next year, starting this week, involves creating Growth Podcast for Entrepreneurs. You can go to each one of the tasks, like equipment purchase, like auto-generate the subtask, and it can also, there you go, like initial equipment, compare equipment specifications, finalize. And whatever Ika can do for you here, it can just execute it by itself. Or if it cannot execute it by itself, it can tell you that you have to do that by a certain date.
Wow.
And yeah, that's what we've built.
Wow. So you can break it down by project and then break it down. You can even drill down even deeper with every single task. Yeah,
exactly.
That's so cool. So if you're listening right now and you didn't see anything that Carlos showed us, please go to YouTube because it's all right there, and you'll get to see really how exciting and cool this platform is, and this technology, and how it can help your business. So let's go there, Carlos. Who is this for? Who is the right fit to be using this?
So what we're learning is that our ideal customer profile is, companies that have a lot of very slow, outdated manual processes that can be just integrated with AI, and just Ika can just manage end to end your process. Instead of using signatures, physical signatures in paper, Ika can generate those, virtual documents, and you can virtually sign them with your fingerprint. And then your entire process is just digitalized. So it's basically automation, digitalization of processes, automation for companies larger than 150 employees, I would say.
Perfect. That's helpful, truly helpful for those that are listening who are like, oh, I want to learn more. Now they know if they're kind of a fit for it or not. But at the same time, go check it out. And we're going to give you all of Carlos's information on how to reach out to him, connect with him, and also check out the website as well for you at the end of the interview. But Carlos, how do you balance automation? You talked about automation with personalization to ensure the human touch isn't lost in the customer interactions.
That is a great question. And what we do with Ika is for now operational, right? So it's within a company. Right now, Ika, it is meant to actually automate your internal processes. And eventually we're going to make it a customer facing tool. Eventually, when you have everything automated, that's the goal. But for example, with Ika, we want Ika to learn about how you interact with it and to learn your inflection, your tone, your mood. So it can interact with you in a better, more human way. So we don't want you to even think that you are talking to an artificial intelligence, because a lot of artificial intelligence lately have been, overly verbose, we would say, overly, psychopaths. And what Ika does is we want you to feel like Ika is this, source of strength and truth that is not going to actually steer you to the place that you think you should go because of your intuition. Ika is going to steer you to the place where it knows that the patterns are leading you to, so raw data. It's like, let's do this. I really think we should do that. I predict that this is going to happen, but it's not going to be a psychopath. It's not going to be a yes man like current AIs are. No, we want Ika to actually help you be more productive. So I think that is a very important aspect of leadership that we overlook. And I think in that sense, Ika can be very humanizing. Like it's a no beating around the bush AI, basically.
I love that. So basically, if you're on the fence of making 2 or 3 different decisions, this is a great tool that's going to share with you, this is the predictability of this outcome with going this route. And this is the way we think is the best route because X, Y, Z, which is super helpful. Takes the emotion too out of it, and it really makes everything clear on what next steps to take, which is awesome. So let's talk about some mistakes you see companies making. What are some of those common mistakes that companies make when they're trying to integrate AI into their customer facing operations?
Well, since this is a relatively new technology and it's a disruption, and all of the companies in the world are trying to integrate artificial intelligence into their operations, mistakes are plenty. Like everybody's making a lot of the same mistakes because the number one mistake that they don't make is that they don't really assess if their data is clean enough for AI ingestion. Because basically garbage in, garbage out is what we say. So sometimes there's not enough sanitation of data and just the overall quality of the data and the structure is not really there. So you have to do some a legwork before we actually start integrating artificial intelligence. You have to get prepared for it, because if you just start connecting stuff like that and you're throwing everything that you have at it and without any type of context or reason, it's not going to be super helpful and you're going to become frustrated. So first, you have to actually have a cleanup of your data. I know it's hard, but it's for the best. In the long run, it's going to be way better because you're not going to be getting hallucinations. Hallucinations happen when basically, you cannot make sense of what's happening and you have like a psychopath AI that just makes stuff up just to please you, right? That's the one mistake that everybody's making.
Yeah.
Everybody's making the same mistake. So now, basically, there's an opportunity for that for new startups. Like, okay, we'll help you clean your data. Or an AI startup like us, we have to start giving services like that. I know you're not gonna do it. We're gonna help you do it. So from the point for first contact to the point where we start integrating AI into your operations, we have to go through an assessment, a whole X-ray of your entire company, see what processes you have, what data you have, in what state it is to actually help you through the process, because nobody knows what to do in
Mm.
this disruption. That's what the nature of the disruption. You're like, oh man, like everything is changing so fast. So I think, yeah, the mistake is not taking into account the quality and the structure of your data.
Mhm. So basically, but you need to spend a little time on the front end to really get the massive great results on the back end that you're looking for, right? If you're not
Right.
going to take that time, then you're not going to get the results you want because you're not feeding it the right information or the right data. Can we talk about growth? You had shared, Carlos, that you started this journey with Ika, building it out like before the AI really hit the scene. AI has
Mm-hmm.
been around for a long time, but it really hit the scene last few years, a couple years or so, a few years. So can we talk about growth a little bit? Like, what have been some of the biggest challenges you faced over the years with your growth, and how did you overcome them?
One of the great challenges that we had, was at the beginning where nobody believed that this was actually going to happen. Since we started 7 years ago in 2017 or 18, um, like the revolution wasn't here.
Hmm.
So when we started showing people our technology, they were like, "This is too good to be true." And at the beginning, I was so naive that I thought that was a compliment. you know, I thought that was a compliment. I was like, "Oh, thank you. We're building something super innovative." No, dude, they don't believe in you. They don't believe that you're building something actually, real. So that was extremely hard for us because we knew what we had, we knew what was coming, and especially in the region, I'm natively from Latin America, and Latin America is always decades behind everybody. So imagine going against, the flow of the culture. Just tell them, no, this is actually how things are going to be normal. So you better get going. So thankfully, we got initial angels, that really believed in the vision, and I am so thankful for them because there was just no structure for our company even existing. And we started in Central America. And then now we're in Silicon Valley and in Mexico and everything. But at the start, it was extremely hard to have people to actually, listen to us because we were so far ahead that we were like, there's no way that innovation is going to come from these kids and, the middle of nowhere. So that was super hard in the beginning years. It was all about getting friends and family involved with the round and all my savings and everything. And it's been paying off because we now have patents that we saw that we needed to actually register because we were doing so much R&D that we were like, hold on, with this nobody has this. We need to actually have our own IP and protect our IP. And now we have patents, we have a full product, we have more investors, we have been covered now that the times caught up with the vision. We have been featured in several publications around the world. So it's easy when it's obvious,
Mm, yeah,
but is not easy when it's not obvious for the rest of the people, but it is obvious for you.
yeah. So what's next for Ika, Carlos? What are your big goals, or what goals are on the agenda for the next 12 months for you and Ika?
For the next 12 months, we're still in stealth, kind of like if you go to our website, it's very like cryptic, and you can actually find some demos of our technology in the internet. So this is going to be one of the very few outlets that we're going to be showing the interface. So, slowly get out of stealth now that we are finding our ideal customer profile. We're finding out where, our actual product is the best fit for our product.
Mm.
And it seems that it's helping big corporations, just automate quickly. So the big goals for the next 12 months are just, get out of stealth, get the brand out there, put some very nice case studies and, success cases out there and, expand because we really want Ika to be a global brand. So we're in just the beginning stages of that.
Awesome. So can you share what, now that you shared with us who your ICP is and you figured that out, and that is a journey for many, companies too, is
Yeah.
like really figuring out who that person is, who that
Yeah.
profile is. Now that you
Yes.
have that, how are you getting in front of them? What, as far as visibility, marketing, what efforts are working for you that have been successful? And maybe share, if you can, what strategies have not been successful for you?
Right. So in our case, since we have been preaching the AI gospel for so many years, I have been in a lot of conferences. I've just been invited to a lot of executive corporate conferences in front of a lot of executives that are really eager to listen this new wave. So thankfully, I have positioned myself in a place where people actually ask me to go give like 3 hour conferences to these people internationally. So that has worked, just word of mouth. People, ask me to go speak in front of hundreds of people, and then some of them see me and invite me to some other place, and we integrate technology to them. So mostly it has been word of mouth because we have been stealth. So we have been growing consistently without any marketing push at all. But now that we are figuring it out, who our ICP is and what's the real direction that we want to go and what the actual customers want, we're gonna go full tilt on marketing in the next 12 months. We're gonna go ham.
Yeah. So, do you know what that looks like? Like, what are some things that you're like, we're going to double down on this year?
Absolutely. So we really believe that branding is as important as tech. So we want to develop our brand in a way that people feel it like it's an aspirational brand, where people is excited to use our technology and is not bored by just a boring interface, a boring clicking here and there. No, it actually connects with you. It actually talks to you like it levels with you. It actually gives you like courage and we want the brand to reflect that. So basically, we want to create a kick-ass brand from the ground up. And what it looks like is just you're going to see a lot of very cool stuff. I'm a filmmaker, I'm an artist, I'm a designer by heart. So this is one of the most fun
Yeah.
stages in ICA because I am done with the tech. I designed the entire tech. We did it. Now I'm ready to actually get it out to the market and promote it like I wanted to. So I want it to be like, the brand Mischief? Mischief is this cool, very unique, very hard to categorize brand of culture and fashion items and collectibles and everything. And they do drops. They do drops. Like we're gonna do a drop certain date or whatever, and they do like very out of left field stuff. Like nobody, like what the hell? How's that idea come to? Like very unique experiences and activations and brand activations and just campaigns. So that's kind of what it's going to look like for Eco. We're going to do some very, very cool events, very cool brand activations, very cool, just, games for people to get connected to the brand. So
Yeah.
that's what it looks like.
I love it. So if you're new to hearing about Ika, like you've heard it here first, and just watch out because Carlos' passion is just like it's radiating, Carlos, from through the Zoom here. I know I think my internet's a little unstable, so hopefully I didn't cut out. But for those of you listening, like Ika's coming. And if you didn't know about it before, you know about it now. And I'm sure you're going to see it going forward now because he's full on getting it out there. And the passion is like, I love your energy, Carlos. I
Thank you so
love your
much.
passion for it. And I know it's just going to explode. So can you share with us, if I was able to give you a magic wand and you shared with us your goals, and you shared with us past challenges, what if you could like take away one issue right now that could possibly help keep you from achieving those goals, and you could wave that magic wand and go poof, what would that one thing or issue be and why? Or challenge?
That's an amazing question. Challenge. Well, I think the same challenge that we faced when we were starting out, we are still facing it today because we're uh, AI is so new for everybody that even if you show them they're skeptical because they're like run by people that are not forward, looking. Like they're in a different generation, a different way of thinking. The owners of these big corporations are people that are considerably older, considerably different mentality,
Mm.
that who's like maybe we should let their offsprings with a new fresh mentality come and actually adopt these measures. So there's always, when you're talking about innovation and digital transformation, there's always going to be friction because of types of leadership. Even the own IT department inside of those big corporations feel threatened about it because it's something that is going to shake up a lot of things. It's going to shake up the entire world. So disruption by its nature is scary.
Mm.
So we're here to help you through those uncharted pathways and get through this whole transformation. And disruption by nature is difficult. So that's the same thing that we've been facing for the past 7 years. It's only that it's become a little bit easier now, but it's the same challenge.
Yeah. So if you have a business and you need a little shakeup, you need a little disruption in the automation space, but you're just like not knowing how to get that started, you definitely want to be connecting with Carlos. So Carlos, can you share how people connect with you and learn more about ICA?
Absolutely. My name is Carlos Mats, Matst, as in Taurus, I guess. And my website is carlosmats.com. And you can find me in all social media at Carlos Mats, Mats. And with ICA, it's just ICA.ai, IKA.ai. And in social media, it's at ICA platform, IKA platform. And yeah, give us a shot. Shoot us a message. We'll be happy to talk with you about anything tech related.
Yeah. So make sure you're reaching out and connecting with Carlos. We also have all of Carlos's information. You can learn more about him too in his bio inside of the show notes. So you can always go there and grab that as well. But definitely connect with him. Great guy. You're going to have a great conversation. He's full of energy. So I promise you, you're in for an awesome conversation.
Thank you, Heidi.
Carlos, real quick, I have a couple more questions for you before we wrap. What does success look like for you? If we could bring you back in 12 months and
Yeah.
revisit this conversation, what does success look like for you during that timeline and ICA?
Success means um, several factors combined. For example, I do feel like right now I am successful already because I had the opportunity of building my dream company, my dream software. So I am living my dream. Like some really nice people believed in the vision years ago and gave them their financial hard-earned money to actually me to build this brand and build this technology. So I am so grateful for them, and because of them I am living my dream life. I have a beautiful balance of work and friends and family, and it allows me to actually travel around the world and give conferences to people, share my knowledge, and sometimes travel back home and see my family in the same trip. So I'm I feel like I am already successful. Um, with my goals right now in 12 months, success would look kind of the same, me living that same lifestyle. However, ICA being way more out there, ICA being recognized as a pioneer in artificial intelligence user experience, which we're entering that new era. So ICA being recognized as a user experience pioneer for artificial intelligence is what success looks like to me in the future.
I love that so much. That's an awesome answer. So thanks for sharing all of that. I love that.
Thank you, Heidi.
Yeah, it's awesome. You have that great balance, and it's the passion is encompassed in all areas of your life. You can see it. One last question for you. What advice do you have for, say, a mid-sized or scaling companies that want to leverage AI but are unsure of how to start?
How to start? Well, I mean, honestly, if you want to do it in-house, you have to catch up quick. You have to catch up on automation, on large language models, on fine-tuning. If you want to do it, you have a very uphill battle to do it. Or you can actually hire an AI consultant that can actually come and tell you, do an X-ray, a whole assessment of your processes and how the culture is ready for it, how your data is structured, and do a complete consultation. And that will be actually better to be like, find a good consultant or a good company that can help you. We can help you with that if you want, if you're in the same region, like, or if even if we're not in the same region, we can just find out over Zoom or whatever initially. So yeah, get someone that has been in the space for more than 5 years at least, because people that have been in the space for the past 2 or 3 years are people that just got in the bandwagon, and they're new. They're rookies that are trying to test their stuff on you. Get some consultant that has been in the space for at least the past 5 years before the Chat GPT revolution, which was in 2022. Get someone from 2019 to help you, because they know what's up. So hey, and maybe that's us.
Yeah, reach out to Carlos. That's the answer. Reach out to Carlos, because you don't want to do this in house. If you don't have it already, then you're gonna be behind the 8 ball for a really long time. He's been doing this for over 7 years now, and it took a while to get it launched and create the platform. So definitely reach out to Carlos if you're wanting, like you said, even he can hop on Zoom with you, have a conversation. Reach out to him on the social media. Go and reach out to him in the DMs. If you're watching Carlos and I on YouTube, thank you. And please subscribe, because this is how we get to share our incredible guests, like with their energy, like Carlos today, with more people. And our goal is to help more businesses keep their doors open and succeed long term. And we do that with the support of our experts who are coming on here and sharing their wisdom with you. If you know anybody that has a company and could use Carlos and IKA, that's IKA.ai, then please share this episode with them and connect them with Carlos. If you're listening to us on your favorite platform, like Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or iHeartRadio, or any of the other ones, you can leave a review. We would love it. Please leave us 5 stars. Again, this helps us reach more people, and that's the goal. I promised you a gift at the end. I am a co-founder of HLH Growth Solutions. We help businesses scale through outside the box visibility strategies. So if you have been struggling with your visibility, trying to get in front of more of your ICP, and you're just not getting the results you want to, then go download our Spotlight to Scale blueprint. You can go to spotlighttoscale.com/blueprint and grab that. It's yours. Again, reach out to Carlos. Go to IKA.ai, IKA.ai. Reach out to him on social media. Also, Carlos Matz with a T.com, right? That's your website.
Correct.
Perfect. We're going to have all that in the show notes. Carlos, thank you so much for this awesome and energizing conversation. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much, Heidi. I really enjoyed it as well. Thanks so much.
Fantastic. I'm so grateful for your time. Thank you for listening to Carlos and I, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Business Growth Spotlight.